sometimes when you look at it like that, it's like huge. It's like, this is huge. This is my whole life. And other times you look at it like, this is huge. How blessed am I that I have this beautiful responsibility and all the lessons that are coming from this. So that's where I tend to lead. I try to. Well, good afternoon, friends. Guess what? I'm back. This is Julie Hasselberger from the Adapted Life Podcast. Today is February 18th, 2022, and I am recording season 1, episode 9, calling this one Life in My Shoes, Recovering from Grief, or when caregivers have to recover from grief of their own. So here we go. I'm just really thrilled to be back and recording again. I have things in my life that slow me down, and then I just have this drive that pushes me to get started again. So I hope that it just keeps getting better from here. I do the best I can. Very positive and exciting. So excited. I have an amazing family, and I just am so blessed and so grateful for these people who I call my own. My husband loves me and supports me, and he doesn't always understand me and doesn't get what he gets it, but sometimes he's just like, okay, I trust you, whatever, which means the world to me. He's very supportive. A daughter who is just, just my sweet, sweet daughter. She's the oldest one. She's now a new attorney out in California. She's settling herself out in Orange County in Southern California. She's an attorney out there in bankruptcy law. And she's just a wonderful young woman finding her way through her young independent life. I have a son who is at Berklee College of Music in Boston, and he is turning 21 pretty soon. He's a very gifted musician, jazz musician. He's a performing major and also a music education major. He is just a sweet guy, and yeah, it blows us away how talented he is. Just incredible. So his favorite instrument is the baritone sax. He's really good at that, but he plays all of them: baritone, alto, soprano, all these horns. And yeah, sometimes I just am blown away by him too. He is pretty incredible, and I love hearing him play. It's not easy for me to get to Boston. I was able to see a live stream of him last week performing, and that was truly truly cool. Back in December, I went up. I saw a concert. Which we try. It's just challenging because of Daniel, my disabled son. Um, so I've got the musician, I've got the attorney, I've got the beautiful children, but I have Daniel, and he is my son who's here with us. He is 24. He shows me loving, gentle smiles every day, and sometimes he has the little devilish smile where he looks kind of mischievous, and sometimes he gets mad at me, and that's to be expected. Like when I'm, not fast enough to get to him when he's uncomfortable, or when I'm putting lotion on him after a shower. He doesn't like that because he gets cold. He gets mad. Anyway, Daniel is here with me, and I am fully responsible for everything in Daniel's life, every aspect of every minute of his life, every second. So I'm responsible for every person that comes in contact with him, for every place that he goes, for everything that he watches or listens to, for his comfort, for his clothing, for his medical care. He is 100% on others, and we are his window to the world. So that is a blessing. That is a big responsibility. And I feel so blessed to have Daniel as my son. He is just incredible. So I don't really feel worthy of this task. Sometimes I feel humbled, but in the same respect, I would never let anybody else take my place. And as much as sometimes I might bemoan my situation, I would never do anything differently than keep him here home with us because that's what we want. Um, Caregiving as a word implies kindness and devotion to others. But in my case, it's just so much more. I'm a different kind of mother to my disabled son than I am to my other children. That is true. They are able to move on into their adulthood, right? So, uh, my husband and I can step back now. I mean, Sarah's independent. Thomas is, almost one more year in college. Um, he might go for his master's, so who knows? But with Daniel, it's kind of like having a permanent, not a baby, but somebody who is completely dependent on you forever, like a baby, but he's an adult. He's not a baby, he's right, but he has needs that kind of parallel that. So that can be a heavy cross to bear as one who is going to provide that care until a day comes where I am no longer willing or no longer able to, not willing. If I'm not able to, then I can't, obviously, or if he's no longer with us. But sometimes when you look at it like that, it's like huge. It's like, this is huge. This is my whole life. And other times you look at it like, this is huge. How blessed am I that I have this beautiful responsibility and all the lessons that are coming from this. So that's where I tend to lead. I try to. I want to express to anyone who is listening that in this creation of Julie, the caregiver, I learned so much about myself. I heard a quote today. It said, let me see, where's the quote? It says, it is truly through helping others that we discover who we really are as people. And I think that that is true because when you are completely vulnerable and completely focused on kindness and helping other people, it really helps you to see what kind of a person you are, like outside of yourself, kind of, so to speak. So I want to be here in this podcast. Oh, I want to be here as an encouragement for you, as a friend, as someone who is not only caring and coping in my old world, but as someone who is creating something new, something exciting that benefits not only my family, but crosses over to the universe full of others who might want to connect. It is a tough and lonely world sometimes where we are, but if we connect, you might have something to offer up for me. You who may just need someone to say, hey, you, or you may need someone to say, hey, you there out there in the universe. This is Julie. I see you. I see you watching your child have seizures. I see you watching your child struggle with learning disabilities. I see you fighting with school systems. I see you fighting with insurance companies. I see you trying to raise your typical children while also raising a severely disabled child who absorbs 90% of your energy. I see you trying to get prescriptions filled for medications and bills and medical bills and expenses covered and equipment put into your house that everybody keeps denying. I see you. I see you and I know and I feel you. The anxiety, the stress, the impact on your family, on your future, on your day, on your sleep, on your health, on your marriage. But I see you. You are doing this. And you are doing this for a beautiful human being or human beings that might never be able to tell you how they feel. But you will always know, anyways. I have a friend. Her name is Jill. She met me through my Facebook group, oh boy, a while ago, years ago, I think, YouTube channel, maybe. Jill's a grandmother to a special needs child with the same kind of disability that Daniel has. So one day I opened up the mail and it was a box from Jill for Daniel. And it was the most beautiful box of handmade handkerchief drool bibs delivered for Daniel, right? So Daniel has like a lot of drooling because he doesn't have good motor skill control in his mouth. So he drools a lot, sometimes worse than others. So Jill has a granddaughter in the situation. So she had started sewing these bibs using like an absorbent fabric behind like a handkerchief or flannel, all these really nice fabrics. And then she put snaps on them or Velcro. So she sent me this whole box of these beautiful bibs. So she must have seen me on my videos using like towels and different things that, we were trying to kind of make it work with whatever we had. She sent a beautiful letter saying how she saw me out there and she thought, wow, I can help you. Because obviously I didn't have time to sew things or even think about it. But she made an instant connection with me. She saw that I was trying to use all these towels and things and help with this drool. So she made the drooling bibs and sent them to me. And it might seem kind of simple, but they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. So I was so grateful for that, and I wrote a letter back and I thanked her. And she sent more this year at Christmas time because she's with a letter that said, oh, so she sent me this box of beautiful bibs. Sorry, I had a little temporary mishap there. Um, and I'm telling you this story because, in the throes of this battle, as we try to do everything on our own, sometimes somebody's going to see something that we just may not have considered. For me, the connection has become a way to honor the synchronicity of life and connecting with others, and how opening those windows can really create joy, giving and receiving. So I'm very grateful, especially when someone tells me through words or deeds that they care about me and Daniel. And sometimes I find the gift of somebody else's story really, really rewarding. So through receiving the handkerchiefs, I learned the beautiful story of her granddaughter and what her daughter goes through, caregiving for her daughter. So that's the essence, really, honestly, of why I wanted to podcast. I wanted to reach out into the world and tell you that, you know what, I am here and I'm doing this and I'm trying to find a way to be a voice of encouragement and a voice of happiness and joy and enlightenment. And despite all of the difficulties, I'm doing this podcast while I'm also doing what I'm doing to take care of my son. And yeah, it's a little hard. It's a little hard. It takes a lot of time, but I am making this work. So as I open up my heart to abundance and to receiving, things are just starting to really flow. Um, and I'm just still discovering how I'm going to make this whole thing bloom into something better. But I really believe that it will. I'm very excited for that. So sometimes I get sidetracked. And so why did I call the name of this podcast Grief? Well, so back in January, on January 23rd, my family faced some tragic news. And it's just been really, really difficult for me because my mother, who I was very close to, she was unexpectedly taken from me. Basically, she passed away suddenly. She was 79. She was pretty healthy. She had some heart issues, but nothing that would have indicated she was in any way threatened. Her life was threatened or anything. But she was in her living room having a happy day on the 23rd of January, and she had a heart episode or heart failure, and it happened really fast, and she was gone. And my heart felt like there was this big hole because my mother was so important to me, you know, and in her love and her care was always there, helping me through everything that I do. Um, so it's February 18th. It's taken me almost a month to be able to talk about it. Um, but I'm talking about it because she was everything. She was the most loving person. She was silly. She was sweet. And she was there for everything that I went through with Daniel. Maybe not in person, but always supportive. Um, always texting me all the time. She was amazing. She's the only senior citizen I knew who texted all the time. She was learning how to FaceTime, and she was so excited about that too. But I got so sidetracked, but my heart pulled me back to this space where I'm trying to heal again. So when you're a caregiver and you're going through something like this, it it was so hard because I just couldn't think, couldn't function that well, and I had to, you know. Anyway, I'm still grieving. My dad is still alive. The two of them were doing great, and then all of a sudden she was gone. So, and now I'm trying to reconnect again with all of my beautiful communities through YouTube and through the podcast and through my art shop I do with Daniel. And it's been a little tricky. I don't know if any of you have ever gone through losing somebody significant. It just takes time, I guess. So I've been doing therapy and trying to just find ways to ground myself. Her spirit's always with me. She was probably the most loving person you would ever meet. Um, Simple, sweet, amazing. Um, one minute she was here, and next minute she was gone. So I was really hit hard. We were hit hard, my sisters and I. And now I'm trying to find a way to love and honor her memory by loving and honoring myself and the spirit that she always gave to me. Um, she was just like the wind beneath your wings, never criticized, always supported, always sweet. And so once again, I'm facing this adapting thing without my mom. I didn't expect to lose my mom on January 23rd. And now I'm just trying to adjust and deal with the grief. And I feel different. So I'm adapting to that. My mother is no longer here. So I'm emerging from that feeling of sadness to one of her kind of guiding me back to what brings the fire under me every day. Instead of her presence, I now have her spirit, like I said, and her light. So I'm learning how to navigate and use that for purpose. That's the podcast. This is my underlying purpose. I know it is, and I just am. Oh, the light in my office just got really bright from the sun. It hasn't been sunny today. I have all the lights on in here. So the Adapted Life podcast is a place of growth. This is a place of kindness, a place for comfort, to feel supported, a place to help each other, a place to grow, a place to laugh, a place to create, a place for anyone who wants to understand the real meaning of caregiver. And the Adapted Life is in itself, as a podcast, a caregiver. That's how I see it. That is why I created. Hold on, I've got all my papers here. They're all making noises. Sorry, because I try to capture everything in my notes so I don't ramble, because I love to talk. So I'm here. I continue to manage the complex, crazy life of my medically fragile son, who has many issues going on. Even today, he has some post-COVID complications, and yeah, it's been a little nuts. He had COVID. We all did back at Christmas time, and now he's having episodes of hypoxia. And we were at the pulmonologist, and so I've been dealing with that and seizures and EEGs, and at the same time dealing with the loss of my mom. But I'm deepening my soul. I'm finding things, new things every single day about myself. Like, how do I come back from being profoundly sad one moment and then find purpose in that sadness and feel good um, after I feel bad? It's like you got to go through it to get there, I guess. So, dear friends, take a deep breath. We are all truly connected in this universe, in this crazy, crazy universe. And we're connected in words. We're connected by words spoken, written, by our thoughts. And I hope that we may find each other and help each other grow and do some pretty cool things. So please look for me on YouTube. I am there vlogging. I have been doing it for several years. It's just my name, Julie Hasselberger. And it's basically whatever I pick my camera up and capture in the throes of the days, um, about my life inside here as I'm caregiving for my son and taking care of my family and taking care of myself and doing self care. And my beloved little furry friends are my besties. Um, Trying to increase my Instagram presence. I am, not like too disabled on Instagram, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it work for me in a more functional way. But I do have an Instagram at Hasselberger. I'm on Facebook. I think you can just find me there. I don't tend to use Facebook as much as other mediums, but I used to. So you can find us there sometimes. I am building a website, like I mentioned. I will let you know as soon as it launches. So, because I'm also doing that. And if I can't figure it out, I'm going to have somebody help me, but I'll let you know. And you can also, if you're curious what I'm talking about with the collaborative art that I do with Daniel, that is on the Etsy website. I think you could just look up Daniel's Special Art, or I'm not sure how you find it. So it's Daniel's Special Art on Etsy, or Julie Hasselberger under my name. I'm not sure. But the name of this shop is Daniel's Special Art, or Art Shop. Daniel's Special Art should get you there, I think. I'm going to put the links in the show notes, anyways. So that's how it's going. So if you see me on Instagram, leave me a message. Say you listen to the podcast and you're excited to be part of building and growing this podcast with me. And I am so open to any ideas and suggestions. As this is growing, we are growing. So I'm here for you. And I am a caregiver self, and this is a caregiving practice that I'm trying to create as I sit in my beautiful little office thinking of you guys. So my heart goes out to you. I'm bringing you warmth and kindness. I am so very grateful to have this project. I will forever now dedicate this podcast and anything that comes from its growth to my beloved mother, Janice. May she rest in peace. She would love that. She was just an amazing, beautiful woman. So I will see you all next time for episode 10. I thank you for listening. I feel blessed to know you. Thank you for connecting. And I will see you next time. Like I said, come and find me. And I'm here for you too. Hold on. Do I have any more notes in my notes? Because I feel like I'm about to cry. No, I think that's it, friends. So signing off, may you have a day full of blessings. Take care of yourself. We'll see you later. Oh, I'm a soppy mess.